Hello and welcome back to the Biochemistry for Health Sciences channel. This is Professor and my assistant Quilly. So in the past videos we have been talking about inorganic chemicals such as the electrolytes, sodium potassium chloride, calcium and iron, and then phosphate. And here we'll have an overview of magnesium. Once again, this is an introductory video. We will talk about the physiology, the ADME, absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion of magnesium, as well as the pathophysiology of magnesium in future videos. So magnesium is becoming a very popular test that is ordered by clinicians these days, probably due to many new studies and reports about the beneficial effects of magnesium that have been published more recently. The reference range for magnesium in this hospital, you can see, is about 1.6 to 2.6 milligrams per deciliter. That comes out to be about roughly, again, 1 millimolar. Again, just to remind everyone, these reference ranges change based on the lab tested, the technology that they're using, the assay they're using, and so on. So this is just to give you an idea roughly what the magnesium is. You'll have to use results from your own lab and your own hospital labs. It's interesting that there have been reports recently that roughly about over 50% of critically ill patients in the hospital settings were actually deficient in magnesium. So to understand the biology and physiology of magnesium, let's sort of compare that to calcium. So here is calcium, here is calcium ion. So by losing these two electrons, the calcium ion becomes a royal family, the inert gases, what we call argon. Magnesium does basically the same thing. So basically magnesium is 12 electrons, the outer 2 electrons are lost, and now it gets an address very similar to neon. Okay, so this is the other way around. Okay, so magnesium ion is stable, more stable, and that's why magnesium loses 2 electrons to become Mg2+. Same thing, calcium loses 2 electrons to become Ca2+. So where is magnesium located? 99% of magnesium is inside cells, only 1% is outside cells. And the ones inside cells, most of your magnesium is in your bone, your skeletal system, which is quite similar to calcium. Okay, so magnesium and calcium, because of their similar chemistry, not surprising, they are located in more or less the same place. Soft tissue has about 39% magnesium. So 60% here and about 39% here. Outside cells is about 1%. Serum has, as I mentioned, about 1 millimolar. So there's a very small amount of magnesium outside cells. So your serum has a very, very small amount. So therefore, the serum magnesium is not really a good indicator of how much magnesium you have. So if you have a magnesium deficiency, just by doing a serum magnesium, it may not give you a very accurate value of what you're seeing. So most of the, like calcium, some of the magnesium is bound to protein, some is bound to anions, and the rest, which is physiologically active, is the magnesium ion that is free. So this is the magnesium that is transported and used by all the cells. So magnesium, like calcium, has this 2+ charge. So it's not surprising, just like calcium, magnesium can affect many proteins, all kinds of things, the shape, the activity, the stability, and so on. So very similar chemistry to calcium. So it's not surprising that over 600 enzymes use magnesium as a cofactor. That means without magnesium, these enzymes, these proteins will not work. And especially enzymes that use phosphorylated phosphoesters, such as your nucleotides. Those enzymes that use these nucleotides as substrates, these are the enzymes that tend to use magnesium quite a bit. So magnesium is very commonly attached to these phosphates or bind to these phosphates. In a similar fashion, DNA has a lot of phosphates, and so not surprising that magnesium helps stabilize, helps give you the three-dimensional structure of DNA, RNA, as well as of proteins. Okay, again, because of these two positive charges that gives you interacts with the negative charges on phosphates and other groups and gives you a nice stable structure. There is another important use that you should know about magnesium. Magnesium is normally a ion that is found on the NMDA channel. Okay, the N-methyl D-aspartate channel. This channel found in neurons is very, very important for learning and memory. Okay, so magnesium is a normal blocker of this channel, and that's necessary. So if you're deficient in magnesium, this channel will always be open, and that's going to cause all kinds of problems. Another activity of magnesium, although magnesium has a similar chemistry to calcium, it's a competitor. It has an antagonistic biological activity. So whatever calcium does, magnesium tends to block the activity of calcium. And that's important in biology, in the human body. We always have the yin and yang. If something accelerates or induces a biological effect, there must be something else that negates or reduces the biological effect. So this balance, this regulation is very important. So it's not surprising that magnesium is regulating the activity of calcium on all kinds of proteins, ion transport proteins such as ion channels, enzymes, and so on. That regulation of calcium, as you know, calcium is an intracellular signal, and if the activity of calcium is too strong, that is also going to be bad. So magnesium is very necessary to make sure calcium doesn't misbehave and causes all kinds of problems. So with that biochemical basis of how magnesium works, it's not surprising that magnesium plays a very important role in the structure of the hydroxyapatite, or the bone structure, as well as in the metabolism of all the bone cells, such as your osteocytes and your osteoblasts and osteoclasts and so on. Okay, so bone structure. So not surprising, there have been some papers that show magnesium deficiency related to osteoporosis. And then the rest of the tissues, again, not surprising, especially effects on the brain, the heart, and the skeletal muscle. So deficiencies have been associated with various diseases, including migraine, depression, cardiovascular seizures, as well as muscle cramps. Okay, so magnesium, like calcium, changes shapes of proteins, changes the stability of proteins, changes the transport of proteins, and therefore has very general effects on all kinds of cells. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you for watching and joining us for this video on magnesium. We will hopefully see you in the next video.